Jane Goodall. The moment you hear that name, one question rises: how did a young woman with no degree, no funding, and no plan end up changing science forever? Most scientists worked in labs. Jane walked into the forest. Most researchers saw animals as data. Jane saw them as neighbors, as family, as beings with secrets waiting to be uncovered. And one single observation she made, with nothing more than a stick and a chimpanzee, forced the world to rewrite what it means to be human. Stay with me, because in the next few minutes, you'll hear how an ordinary girl became a global icon, and why people today are still searching her name. Jane Goodall was born in London in 1934. As a little girl, she carried a stuffed toy chimpanzee everywhere, a gift from her father that sparked a lifelong fascination. While most children outgrew such things, Jane didn't. She dreamed of Africa, of meeting animals not in cages but in the wild. That dream seemed impossible. She wasn't wealthy. She couldn't afford university. But she worked as a secretary, saved every penny, and finally boarded a ship to Kenya. There she met the legendary anthropologist Louis Leakey, who saw something rare in her: patience, focus, and an imagination unclouded by rigid training. Leakey sent her to Gombe, and the rest became history. In 1960, just 26 years old, Jane arrived at Gombe Stream in Tanzania with little more than a notebook, binoculars, and an unshakable patience. She didn't come with a title, but with curiosity. She believed if you stayed quiet long enough, animals would show you who they really are. At first, the chimpanzees ran from her. For months she waited, watching from a distance. And then came the turning point. A chimp named David Greybeard allowed her close. What Jane witnessed next changed science forever. David picked up a twig, stripped its leaves, and used it as a tool to fish termites from a mound. Until that moment, tool-making was considered the sharp line separating humans from animals. But Jane's discovery erased that line. She showed the world, we are not alone in our intelligence, our creativity, our emotions. Can you imagine the shock in the scientific community? A young woman with no degree, no PhD, telling professors around the world that animals use tools, grieve their dead, and even wage wars? At first, they dismissed her. They mocked the fact she named her chimps, describing their personalities. But slowly, her notes and films left no room for doubt. Over the years, she revealed a hidden world, mothers teaching their young, siblings playing, families mourning. The chimps weren't just surviving. They were living stories, filled with love, rivalry, fear, and joy, echoes of our own humanity. But Jane didn't stop at discovery. She built the Jane Goodall Institute, fought to protect habitats, and gave her life to conservation. She launched Roots and Shoots, inspiring young people across the globe to believe that their choices, even small ones, can heal the planet. And here's the deeper truth: Jane Goodall's story isn't just about chimpanzees. It's about us. She showed that curiosity is power. That patience can change science. And that one voice, even a soft one, can echo around the world. By the time she passed away in 2025 at the age of 91, Jane Goodall had lived through wars, climate crises, and cultural shifts, but her message never changed: respect life, protect the planet, and never stop being curious. So why are people searching her name today? Because her life is proof that you don't need status, or wealth, or degrees to change history. You need heart. You need courage. And you need the willingness to see the world differently. Jane Goodall once said, "What you do makes a difference, and you have to decide what kind of difference you want to make." And if this story touched you, don't let it end here. Subscribe and join us for more cinematic stories that change how we see ourselves and our world.